Well, hello. I'm out today with my new to me 2018 Zero DSR. I just picked this up a few days ago. It's in great shape. It only had about 1,300 miles on it. Um, it comes with the charge tank, and so today I want to test this out and see what it's like to go on a little longer ride. So we're going to go about 60 miles away, long enough that we really do need to recharge to get back home. And this isn't so much a range test, although I guess I'll get a little better idea of the range. It's just really finding out what it's like to take this on, a little longer ride than just a commute. It's one reason I got the bike. Moving up from a Zero FXS, which is an incredible bike, but the limited range and the lack of a level 2 charger just meant that it's only good for local rides, and I wanted something that could do a bit more distance. So today we're going to find out how well suited this bike is to longer rides. All right. It's time to hop on and get going. It's a beautiful day out today. Cool but sunny. I hope I've got the right gear. I don't have any luggage on this bike yet, so I'm riding with what I'm wearing, and that's it. Okay, I hear a little click when some kind of contact engages. Now I'm in eco mode for a moment here, but I've ridden this bike a few times, so I will gladly kick it into sport mode sooner than later. I just need to adjust my mirrors, get rid of distractions like that. Oh boy, these gloves. There we go. The little touch sensitive area of the glove doesn't work that great. So we're going to go on a bunch of great roads today, and just taking this out for kind of a typical fun joyride that I would normally do. It's a little shorter version of a ride I did recently on my gas-powered bike. And I don't need this to replace a gas-powered bike, but I'm just kind of curious how close the experience can get, how bad it's going to be to, find a charger, wait around for that level 2 charge as opposed to filling up in 5 minutes at a gas station. And then of course, mostly I just want to have fun on the bike. This is not so much a scientific experiment as just a little bit of research, trying to get familiar with the experience of riding an electric rechargeable, meaning level 2 chargeable vehicle in the real world. That's a new thing for me. Unfortunately, we've got people on the road. So I'm only going to be able to have so much fun. Let me kick into sport mode ahead of time. Oh, custom mode is good. I have this set up pretty much to my liking. Custom mode. I think I have everything full up with engine braking on half. They don't call it engine braking, but regen, non-brake regen, on about 50 or 60%. Otherwise, custom mode is 100% all around. So this bike does seem to be in outstanding condition. Really happy with it. Rides great. The suspension feels great. Battery life seems good. I haven't ridden it too many times, but I seem to be getting, you know, about 1% a mile, even riding it fairly hard, which I think is the sort of the expected amount. The brakes felt terrible. I mean, really spongy. And then, of course, I figured, I asked the previous owner, have you ever changed the brake fluid? No. I mean, he barely ever rode it, so I don't think he knew much about maintenance. Wasn't really into performing maintenance. So I changed brake fluid front and back, and that made a world of difference. So still getting used to the bike, but having some working brakes really kind of helps me build confidence. Now, what I don't have a ton of confidence yet in is these tires. This has the stock Pirelli MT60s. I believe they're MT60s, and it's a I don't know what you'd call it. It kind of looks off-roadish because it's got knobby, you know, you might have seen the tires earlier. And so it's got these kind of knobbies, knobs? What does a knobby tire have? Knobs? Anyway, slight semi-knobby tire, kind of semi-off-road, but probably it's, you know, 80% on-road. I don't know, 70-30 tire. I have no use for the 30% off-road or whatever it's supposed to be, because I'm really not going to take this off-road. You know, you go through some gravel now and then, inevitably, because of the just location, my location and the condition of these roads, but I won't be doing any intentional off-roading, so I'm going to put some more street-oriented tires, something like a Metzler or Terrance Next, which you can still do a little bit of, you know, it's a good all-weather tire. That's useful in case I need to ride in the rain. And in the meantime, I gotta say these Pirellis really are not bad. And, you know, the turn-in's okay, and the grip is okay at lean. It's not, you know, I don't know how far to really push it, but it feels pretty good, gotta say. So you might be wondering, why get a DSR if I'm never going to take it off-road? Just make sure I'm headed in the right direction here. Good. Well, that's because I like supermotos. I like dirt bike style suspension. And, you know, this isn't like an extreme off-road kind of bike anyway. It's a dual purpose, leaning more towards on-road, leaning more towards supermoto, and I'm just going to push it a little bit more in the supermoto direction with the street tires, and any other mods I might make will be along the same lines. Now, it does have a 19-inch front wheel, and yes, I'd love to switch it to a 17-inch, but I'm making a full supermoto, but I think that's kind of major surgery, so that'll probably never happen. The good news is this bike feels pretty agile for having a 19-inch front wheel. And of course, the 19-inch does give it a bit more stability, which is nice. But, you know, yeah, turning is still pretty fast, and I'm assuming that I'll have much faster turn-in with some more street-oriented tires, because these Pirellis have a pretty flat profile. Oh, this is such a great road. It's nice to start my ride on this road knowing that I've got even better roads coming up. Well, I don't know about better, but see that big bump Nice to have some suspension with a bit of travel and a bike with some ground clearance. I can just ride a little more carefree than I could up here on a sport bike. On a sport bike, I have to pay a lot of attention to the potholes and bumps and tears and rough bits. And on this bike, I don't really give a shit. It just goes right over them. Yeah, so we've gone through about 3% of battery so far. You know, for the most part, I'm really not riding very aggressively. And so yeah, it gets great mileage at these lower speeds. I guess what I'm trying to figure out about this bike is it a great bike for the twisties? I know it's an incredibly practical bike. It's going to be great for commuting should the day come when I have to go back into the office. I'll be very happy to have this. It's fun to ride, it's economical. Well, it's economical for me because I didn't pay anything close to full retail. I got a great deal on this as a used bike. Yeah, so, you know, I had to lean in a bit there to make that turn. And no problem on these Pirellis. So yeah, so I know all that. I know it's a very logical kind of a motorcycle. Lack of maintenance means it's just easy to ride every day. They're easy to clean because there's no engine with lots of nooks and crannies. So it's just an easy motorcycle to own and ride on a regular basis. But is it fun? That's what I'm here to find out today. Once I get a little more comfortable here today, I'll push the bike a bit harder. And then, you know, so is it just fun to ride through some twisty roads? And then is it fun to take out riding for the day? Meaning, how much of a bummer is it to recharge at a level 2 charger compared to a gas station? You know, I did some research yesterday. I set up my charge points account. Now I've planned the trip today to stop at some level 2 chargers, so I'm not going to be trying to find those out of the blue. You know, just find them in real time. But for me, that's the same as gas stations. I don't wait around. I don't just ride and then go out and try to find a gas station. Just because I like to have some idea of, you know, what my route's going to be, and I guess I like to plan things out a bit. So I know ahead of time where the gas stations are that I'm going to stop at anyway. Or I'll at least pick some optional gas stations along a route, thinking, well, I might need to gas up here, I might need to gas up here, and I'll mark the gas stations in as waypoints in Kalimoto, which I'm using here today. So we just did the same thing with the level 2 charge stations. Went into plug share. I found one charge station. Well, I found 2 charge stations in Castro Valley. I picked one of those charge stations. And Castro Valley is coming up pretty quick. We'll hit Castro Valley in about 15-20 minutes. So if I can't find that charge station, if I can't find a charge station anywhere, or if I find out that the charge tank on this bike doesn't work because I've never tested it before, it'll be easy to turn around and come back with plenty of charge, or drive around and find a new charge station, alter plans, whatever. Then and we're taking Redwood Road down to Castro Valley, and Redwood Road is just an amazing motorcycle road. Looks like there's a lot of traffic out today, so that could hamper our ride, but we'll just have to wait and see. So taking Redwood Road to Castro Valley, and right now we're on Skyline. Redwood is coming up in 100 yards or so here on our left. Then after Castro Valley, we're going to head over to Calaveras Road. It's Calaveras Valley, which is another nice road, little higher speed road, but some nice turns. And while that's actually a really fun road in its own right, the real reason to go on Calaveras Road is to get down to Calaveras Road, which I've been on a couple of times now, and that's a fun road. It's a little tight and technical, but you know, this bike, yeah, it's pretty agile. It's not too heavy, so it should work well on these tighter technical roads. I mean, I should just say that's a kind of I want a bike that can perform well on those kinds of roads, because those are the kinds of roads I have. Very twisty, as in, you know, can't always go that fast, right? So I don't have any use for big leader bikes, ZH2s with superchargers. I mean, I guess I'd have fun on any kind of bike, but the big, powerful super bikes, like real super bikes, 150 horsepower, 200 horsepower, they're just not real well suited to this area. So I want handling, good brakes, and reasonably lightweight. And yeah, this bike at about 400, maybe 450 pounds. It's in that range. And this bike is a little low on horsepower, actually, at about I think about 70 horsepower. But as I'm sure you know, like all electric vehicles, this bike has an outrageous amount of torque. So 70 horsepower really limits top speed. It means you kind of run out of power as you approach about 100 miles an hour, and it's speed limited anyway at 100, 102. But realistically, the motor would, you know, not have a lot going on up there at the high RPMs it would be at. Now, can I do this, I wonder? No, I can't. It's okay. I shouldn't be too aggro here. I think there's a place I can pass pretty soon. I guess I kind of just get used to passing all the time on this bike because of that torque. You know, the pickup is just outrageous, and so the passing power, I mean, you know, kicked it in a little bit at the end there, but I'm using about a quarter of the throttle to just fly right past people. I'm gonna adjust my mirrors here. That's okay. All right, clear ahead. Let's hope that, oh, just as I started to say, let's hope this lasts. So yeah, a lot of cars out. Oh, you know what? I typically don't head out on the bike so early in the day, and it's still morning time, so maybe that's a thing, and a lot of people on these kinds of roads in the morning for some reason. Can't be going to work, I don't think. Who knows what they're doing? Yeah, so 3 cars in a row is a little tough because it's going to be tough to pass all 3 in one move. And oh, look, the creek has a little water in it from the rain. And it's going to be tough to, like, you know, jump in and out of these 3 cars, especially because they're all tightly packed because of the guy in front. So all this traffic is already putting a damper on my, well, just on any ability for this to be a kind of valid range test. Now, again, it wasn't really what I was trying to do, but I was sort of interested to see how the range, you know, how this performs with some real-world riding. And at this slow pace, this isn't a good sort of simulation. is not working for me. Well, there will be some place to pass this guy eventually. Oh, good. Yeah, look at that. And he's going to get the fuck out of my way, making it even easier for me. Thanks, bud. There's a bunch of bikes out to have a good time. Supermoto crew, it looks like, or a dual-purpose crew. I don't think there really is any off-road riding around here. But, you know, there could be those secret OHV roads or whatever. And I just don't know about them. Yeah, so I don't really know where the limits of this bike are. I don't really want to find out. Of course. There we go. There's some turns I can connect since I can actually see. Yeah, this bike is plenty fast enough. It does not lack for power. Okay, that was a little weird. I guess I'm just still getting used to the bike. I pulled the throttle a little bit as I reached for the brakes. Is that what they call a whiskey throttle? I don't know. I've never really done that before. That was weird. I mean, it was subtle, but something a little different about the geometry of this. Yeah, this bike is really not too tough to swing through a turn. I'm really excited about getting some new tires on here, I've got to say. Now, one thing I got a little reservation about is the single disc front brake. I mean, it feels powerful enough, more or less, but I just think, you know, isn't it gonna fade if I use it too much? I don't know. So I have to say, overall, this is a really confidence-inspiring bike to ride. I think, I mean, like every electric, I'm feeling just about as comfortable on this as I was on the FXS. In fact, the extra weight I kind of like. I have to say, I mean, one thing I love about the FXS is how light it is. But I didn't think about the fact that that also means it feels a little less planted in a turn. So for more kind of sustained medium and high speed work, maybe the FXS is a little too edge. At times it did feel like just riding a big bicycle, big overgrown mountain bike or something, which, you know, is amazing. But that's a different sensation from a motorcycle, and this DSR feels a bit more like a, quote, real motorcycle. So I guess that just comes with the higher weight. Even though I wish this bike was about 50 pounds lighter, I'd love to see it at about 400. I think maybe the 300 pounds of the FXR is just a little on the too light side. Yeah, those brakes feel alright. So I guess that's one kind of issue. I can already say that I would not mind having a bit more aggressive braking on this bike, and that's what you get with the current top-of-the-line Zeros that finally have dual discs. Zero finally decided there was a reason that every other bike manufacturer puts 2 discs on the front and not just one. Followed suit, but those bikes, so I'm talking the SRF, the SRS, and the latest SR, which is that, I think Zero calls it the FTS platform, although I don't know what that stands for. So SR, SRF, SRS, they're all that same platform now. Yeah, let's try to, yeah, this bike does like to turn. They're a lot of money, the top of the line Zeros, and you know, they're another step up in weight, which I don't love. So I feel like once we get a new generation of battery tech and the weight comes down in the battery, then I'd be really interested in stepping up to a new top of the line Zero. But right now, I'm very happy with this bike. Yeah, it's happy to, it does feel solid in the turns. You have to be a little careful with your throttle control because there's no traction control in this bike. They're kind of relying on the fact that the throttle mapping itself is pretty mellow. It's very smooth. So, you know, it's easy to control, but it's a manual effort to control it. Yeah, the suspension on this bike is really nice. I mean, I just felt like I was gliding over this road in some of the rough spots, of which there are many. It's kind of constant, at least small bumps in this road. And yeah, it felt like it's soaking up the bumps, but it still feels firm. And the suspension is all in the stock settings. I didn't check the preload, front preload, but I looked at everything else and it was stock, and it just, yeah, the previous owner didn't seem like the type to touch anything like that, so I think all the settings are stock. So, you know, can only get better from here. I don't think I need to do much, actually. I think the stock settings are good for me. A lot of times stock settings are actually set up for someone about my weight, so I don't usually do major tweaks. But yeah, you know, if I need to, I can make a couple of small adjustments. Man, this guy's ripping. Look at that, he's having fun. See, now, if a bicycle with those tiny, thin little tires can lean and run at these speeds, then just think how much I can do on this motorcycle. I gotta say, I was a little bummed out when I found out this bike, I mean, I knew this before I bought it, but that this bike has, you know, 100 millimeter width front. My Kawasaki has a 120, you know, has typical sport tires on it, 120 front, 180 rear. This has a 100 front, 130 rear. I was like, oh, those are skinny little tires. But I think, first of all, the thinner front kind of helps offset the stability of that 19-inch wheel. Yeah. I'm sitting here thinking, like, you know, like I said, the question is it a fun bike? I'm thinking, I'm actually riding pretty aggressively right now. I think about how I would ride on my Z900, and not much different than I'd ride on the FXS. I've taken this route away. I don't know if I probably haven't gone all, yeah, I think I've gone all this way on the FXS. Yeah, pretty sure. And that bike I felt very comfortable with because it's just so agile. So I feel like, hey, I'm riding about the same. Am I having fun? Yes, of course I'm having fun. But with an electric, it's all just so easy. It's just effortless. And so that translates to not as much fun, honestly. It is just going to be a little less fun, right? A gas-powered bike, because there's more to do, because you're more engaged by necessity, having to think about RPMs, shifting gears, and the sound, the sonic feedback that you're getting. Yeah, thanks, jerk. Slowing me down through all the turns and then wants to accelerate the straights. Well, I'll take you in the straights as well, buddy. Haha. You don't know what you're dealing with. So I think what that tells me is you because an electric bike is effortless, they always feel a little safer to me. It feels a little safer to ride because you're more kind of aware of everything that's going on. You can really just focus on your line, and amount of throttle and I don't know, you know, the surroundings. But then to really have fun on the electric, I think you gotta push it a little harder than you would the gas bike. And so then, you know, you're sort of back to equal danger levels, I think, at the end of the day. Oh, is that my horn? Oh, look at that golf course. So, it's a comfortable bike. Yeah, like I said, the suspension is very nice. Really, really great balance, firm, yet compliant. The seat is pretty nice. I think some people complain about the seat, but it's got a, what do they call it? Like a gunfighter? No, I don't think it's that, but a pilot seat. I don't know what the name is for it, but the seat has a little bit of a scoop to it. And I like that because if you really lay on the juice, you lay on the throttle here, and this bike will kick you back when you do that. You've got this nice scoop on the seat to hold you in. And the seat gets more comfortable. It doesn't have a lot of padding towards the front, but towards the back, towards that scoop, it's got some padding. So if you're going to be comfortable, you scoot back and you chill out. This bike has somewhat high foot pegs for being a dual sport, and I love it because, like I said, I want more of a supermoto, and so those high foot pegs mean I don't need to look around for aftermarket rear sets, which I doubt I could find for this bike anyway. Okay, we are at 83% charge. We started off at 100. We are in Castro Valley, and I don't remember where there's a charge station here. I've got it programmed into Calimoto, so it should take us there. Now the charge station is a little out of the way. Normally I would have taken a left somewhere back there and been headed over toward well, you don't immediately jump onto Palomares Road, but I would have been headed towards the next destination. And this now is all out of the way. High school, why isn't there chargers at the high school? It's kind of weird, huh? There might be one, actually. Maybe they're just not open to the public. Or maybe, you know, they're a little behind the times. Is this my turn? Looks like it. Somerset, huh? Engine temp is nice and low, no problems there. I thought this bike was a little loud when I got it, and I thought maybe there was an issue with bearings or something like that, but now I think it's just you know, belt noise, and it just makes that belt noise at lower speeds, so it's kind of weird because you go through certain speeds, like certain kind of frequencies where you, I'm not sure how much you can hear that. And then the sound is gone at higher speeds, or at least I can't hear it over the wind noise. Okay. What is going on? Can I get around these fools? I don't know, I don't really. You know, sometimes I just get this feeling that I don't want to cut around the traffic. And if it doesn't feel right, you don't do it. That's my motto. Well, there's a little market bodega kind of thing. Good, because I might want to get some water. Might want to get a beer before the rest of my trip. No. No, just kidding. Well, okay, so here's one thing then that sucks about charging versus gas stations. Look at how kind of out of the way this location is that I'm going. And I'm going, I don't remember what this one is. I want to say it's like a Kaiser. No, I think that's the one in Milpitas at our sort of destination. Might be a Kaiser. I don't remember what this is, but you know, we're going to some company's parking lot and then hoping A, that the charge stations work, and B, that they're available. And you know, there's like, I mean, this is Castro Valley. They just don't have a lot of charging infrastructure here. I don't really know why. Seems a little behind the times, but they don't. And so that means that, yeah, you got like, you know, 1 or 2 Eden Medical. Yeah, sure enough. Okay, is it up here? Or was it over there? I think it's up here. Yeah, you got these just charging stations kind of tucked in out of the way locations. I mean, you know, it's kind of like a scavenger hunt. So I guess that's interesting, but I think that's going to get old real quick, because I want to be on the road, not looking around for charging stations. Ah, and I see one. And I see one, and can I get to it? Oh, how do I get in there? Yeah. Okay, sweet. EV charging only. Well, that's me, isn't it? Non-accessible. I don't know what non-accessible means. Okay. Alright, I'm going to keep shooting this whole thing and hope that I don't run out of GoPro battery because it ends up taking me 30 minutes. But, you know, this shouldn't be that hard, right? Okay, well, I just heard the charge point make some clicking sounds, and then I came back over to the bike and it was turned off. It made it to about 95%, I think. So I think I'm just going to stop here instead of screwing around with it, since I plan to charge again anyway. And yeah, we'll see, you know, what's going on. So what was that, 20 cents? Okay. Be kind and put the receptacle back. I guess I'm done. Okay. And now I'm going to go down the street, get a drink of water before heading back off. Let's see what we charged up to. Let's find out, huh? Oh boy, the ignition area is kind of dirty. Yeah, we got up to 95%, so I don't know if the bike automatically shut off or what's going on there. I know that it's slow to charge all that last few percent. Takes a while, so maybe the bike just shuts off automatically at 95. Maybe the thing's a little flaky. No idea, but we did get some charge back in here, so I think, you know, so far so good. Hopefully this charge tank works when I really need it to, and I'm about another 40 miles away from here. Okay, well, we'll check in when I'm back on the road. Okay, we're back. This is the beginning of Calaveras Road. This is the creepy Spark Stoves building. No one understands what it is. Oh, look at those hills. They've got some green on them now after the rain. And yeah, we made it through Castro Valley and got back on course, and it's time to be on our way. I got a fair amount of traffic out here today, which is just really gonna cramp my style. But that's okay. Yeah, a little vineyard up here. It's a cool area. Alright, I should just pass this guy. Oof. Some big bumps there in that road. Damn. speed bumps or something. Yeah, Calaveras is great. It's kind of a higher speed road. To slow down, yeah, maybe. Got a lot of wind getting into my jacket for some reason. Gotta keep in mind that I don't know this road at all. And that it's kind of semi-residential around here. Oh, it's a beautiful day. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. One patch of nice new blacktop. Thank you. Suicide squirrel. We've got a lot of those in these parts. Yeah, man, this bike is feeling pretty good. Leaned over a bit. This road feels good on this bike. Boy, straight away, I'm going to pick up a little bit of speed here. Okay, not too much. This road is a little bit rough. I can't help it. Oh boy. Looks like they have trouble with speeders around here. Can't imagine why. This is something I couldn't easily do on the FXS. These high-speed sections just feel effortless on this bike. It feels nice and solid. 40 mile per hour speed limit, eh? Oh, it's a little cold back here. Oh yeah, got some sun again. Nice. Forgot about this part of the road. I think he wants to let me by. Watch out for these speed bumps. Luckily I've got the little motorcycle track in the middle. Stop. I wonder if that could work. No. For a better location. Oh, monster bump. Yeah, look at that place. Ah, that's a winery. Yeah, well, there's just some nasty bumps on this road that really sneak up on you like that. Oh yeah, I've hit that one before. Oh good, get out of my way. Give me the road back to myself. Cager. Sorry, that's a terrible term. Living your life in a cage, man. Yeah, this bike is feeling pretty good through these turns. No problems, no problem holding on. Haven't felt anything slip, but you know, it's not like I'm really pushing it that hard, so it would be surprising. But still, feels like it's got plenty more grip if I need it. Oh, hey. Coming a little fast through there. Okay, now I'm going to take a brief break here just to stretch my legs, and then we'll come right back. Okay, we're back. Rested, ready to go. Feeling good. Oh yeah, this is a nice section of this road. I don't think I saw a single car pass me coming this way either, so we should have it pretty much to ourselves. According to Calimoto, we've got about 30 miles to go. We should have more than twice as much range as we need, twice as much battery to make that range, so no problem there. But that was a crappy turn on my part. Where will we be in 30 miles? We'll be in Milpitas. Not home. Ooh, gotta be a little careful through here. Got some gravel. I guess that's one place where these tires are kind of nice. They stick pretty good when there's a little bit of gravel. And that's one reason why I wouldn't want full sport tires on this bike. Well, I don't know. Maybe I would, but I can't get them anyway because of the 19-inch front wheel. Stuck with something, you know, touring-ish or adventure-ish because of that front wheel. Watch that paint. And that's why I think this Metzeler Tourette next might be a good choice, because they'll still have pretty good grip in you know, slightly gravelly conditions, more grip than a full sport tire would have. They'll do okay in the wet, and again, if I'm using this for commuting, even though I really don't see myself choosing to ride in the rain, I could easily get stuck at work when it's raining out, or you know, I might ride in really light rain, and you just never know what you're going to run into out there in the world. And it could be rain, water, weather. So I like the idea of this bike having being a little more versatile than a sport bike. Oh, that comes up without warning. Felt the ABS kick in a little bit there. Okay, now we're in more of a highway type of condition, and I'm going to actually pull over and turn off the camera because there's just nothing really interesting here for this stretch. I mean, it's nice out here and all, but I'd rather just save the GoPro battery and come back when we hit Calaveras Road. Bye. Okay, we made it to Sunol, I think it is, and headed toward Calaveras Road here. Now this is weird. Last time I was through here there was a massive traffic jam. I think there must have been some kind of event going on. It was no fun at all. Now, first part of Calaveras Road is not particularly fun either. Okay. It's just going to be straight through a lot of this. Here at the beginning of Calaveras Road, just ran out of GoPro battery, so you know, figured I might as well stop and take care of that right away. Means you get to see all of Calaveras Road, including the kind of weird industrial boring parts. And yeah, we've got 74% battery. Got about 24 miles to go. And let's see how the Zero holds up doing that 24 miles at a spirited pace. Because sure don't want to go slow down this straight part. Oh yeah, I forgot we actually got to go under this freeway first. What is this, the 680? No stop sign, but I always get nervous. Someone's just going to cut through. A lot of bicyclists out today. Oh shit, I've got a stop sign. What a weird... Okay, yeah, well. Seems like a weird place for a stop. Yeah, brakes worked pretty good. Alright, Calaveras Nursery. Yeah! Now, I think we're past the land of speed bumps. And this is at least just kind of open road. Looks a lot different out here since the rain. Stuff is growing. It was very brown last time I was out here. And now it's very green. It's like magic. Okay, there's not a lot of cross traffic around here, but there are some big trucks coming and going. And apparently the shoulder is a steep drop off. Oh yeah, look at that. It's kind of misleading. Looks like you could pull over. So yeah, there's some kind of industrial operation out here, mining or something. I don't really know what. Okay, I don't think we have too much further to go until we begin the ascent on Calaveras Road up towards the hills above the reservoir. Quite a beefy retainer wall right there. Must be an important road. Yeah, some tanks of something good. Kind of juice. Yeah, and I wasn't paying attention on the right hand side, but I think there's like a power substation out here as well. Oh, there's a bunch of cows. Hello, cows. Okay, apparently it is a little bit further. It's a good passing opportunity. Yeah, these shoulders are brutal. Look at that, it's like a 1 foot drop. Road must be raised to keep it from flooding. Which is smart, but makes for kind of a dangerous situation. Oh well, and of course we're just right next to kind of a creek. .67% battery. Oh look, there's water. And I'm just gonna ride this like I would ride a gas-powered bike, and we'll see how it holds up. What? Oh yeah, here we go. Now it's happening. Oh, and I forgot that there's it can get very shady in some parts of this road, meaning that it gets cold. Windy road, love seeing that sign. Talk about steep drop-offs. Oh, and there was another suicide squirrel as well, just out of the corner of my eye. Yeah, this bike does not lack for pickup. Okay. Watch your speed. I am watching it. I'm trying to go as fast as possible. Yeah, see? There's some of our tight turns. I gotta remember that I don't have any traction control on this thing, so it'd be a little easy accelerating out of these turns, especially the sharp ones. Oh yeah. This pavement is really, really nice. No motorcyclists out here, I guess just because it's a little chilly maybe? I'm surprised. I thought a bunch of guys would get on their bikes to get this, get in on this sunny day. Oh, look at that valley. It's beautiful. So, I'm trying to remember how this felt on the Kawasaki, and kind of how this compares. And this bike does feel a little bit more agile, I gotta say. The only place it's lacking a little bit is the brakes department. I mean, I don't, you know, at least that's how it feels. There's some bikes. Now, what the point of bringing that two-wheel tank out here is, I don't know. That's a good turn. No, stopping power is pretty good. I mean, it's not bad, I just don't feel a lot of bite. So, maybe the thing to do is to just make as much of these brakes as possible. Maybe it's about getting some more aggressive pads on there or something. Zeros already have steel braided lines, which is a very nice touch. I would rather they put two discs on than steel lines if I could have my choice. And I assume that upgrading to double disc fronts is not an option. You need to custom fab a wheel or something like that. And then at that point I'd put a 17 on and make this thing a ridiculous electric supermoto. Yeah, this feels great. Now there's like no turnouts up here. Sadly, there's not really any like cool places to stop. Well, I want to wait until we can see the reservoir anyway. I think it is over there on our left, and we'll see it soon. Ooh, I want to go up that fire road. See, that's something I could do in the DSR. I mean, not legally, but it's physically capable of doing it. I just gotta sneak in that gate. Anyway, you know, it's good to know that I could. You know, just that is exciting, right? I'm gonna stick with probably not ever taking this thing off-road. Steep shoulder drop off, it says. Don't really want to find that out the hard way. Okay, now these turns are just killer. I don't even really know how to be aggressive in these kind of, you know, it's like a complete hairpin. Now at my last stop I saw that I still had some little chicken strips on these tires, so I don't think I've leaned these things all the way over. There's the reservoir. Now look at that. So, yeah, okay. So this is kind of a little turnout here. And of course, you know, dual sport. I don't mind taking it in the dirt. Well, we'll just take a quick look. Oh yeah, it's nice with the green. With some green on the hills. Okay, and back to it. Yay for ground clearance and long travel suspension. Aha, there's another little turnout. So there are a few. Of course, I'm sure that I'm missing some as well since I'm kind of paying attention to these turns. Yeah. What the fuck do I do with this? Alright. Okay. Oh, so this is a good one. Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to learn where the turnouts are for next time. Next time I've got more time, maybe. Because there aren't that many of these as you climb up the hill. Looks like a bunch of ducks out there in the reservoir. That's cool. Okay, let's get back to it. Ooh. Turning lock is not very tight on this bike. Okay. Hey man, there's no one up here. That's great. I don't really know who drives this road besides motorcyclists, bicyclists. There we go. Now we've got the view. Gotta keep an eye out for gravel. Burnouts. Yeah, I don't really understand the point of taking a car up here. I mean, maybe a little, I don't know, sporty car. I get whatever. I guess it's just a nice drive. But, yeah, there just aren't really good pull-out spots. I guess there's no room. And they probably just don't want people hanging out and partying. Okay, so here's another turnout. I'm gonna check this one out, make sure no one's coming here. Yeah, this is a nice area. Oops. Oh, no, I just felt the 450 pounds of the bike. So seriously, even though I'm not like off-roading, it is nice to have a dual sport bike for this kind of situation. Look at that, you know, edge of the road there. It's about a 6 or 8 inch little drop and step up, and on this bike, I don't have to think about getting back up there. Whereas on a sport bike with no ground clearance, it'd probably be fine, but I'd be a little more worried about it. Okay, I'm going to take a quick break. We'll take in the sights here. stable? Yes, I think it is. I think it is stable enough. And I think we were at about 60% battery, so doing fine on that. And it's fairly early in the day yet, so we've just taken this view. I think this is one of the better vantage points for the reservoir. And I just hadn't noticed this nice big turnout before. This is pretty good. And there, is that the dam? There? That's something. Something like that. So we've got a house over there. Interesting. It's probably, kind of an outbuilding for the reservoir, but it'd be a cool place to live. Sort of. Yeah. Beautiful day. Alright, we'll be back on the bike in just a minute. Okay. I've got an error on my Kalimoto app because we've got no internet connection up here, and for whatever reason it'll never resume without internet. There we go. Oh yeah, the DSR. Couldn't care less about those bumps. Anyway, I think that we are about halfway through Calaveras Road, and whatever, we'll have internet when we get close to the outlet. It's not like I need any navigation help up here. There are no turns. It's literally one road. Yeah, there's no one up here. That whole time I was pulled over, I don't think a single car passed, and a couple of bicycles passed, and that was it. A motorcycle, maybe a couple of motorcycles. Oh, a lane marker. It's interesting. Yeah. Of course there are motorcycles out here. They're not dummies. They're going to take advantage of this weather. Visibility is a little tough around some of these turns, which is why I got to take a turn like that so slow, because you just don't know what's coming around the other side, and chances are it's going to be a motorcycle, probably going too fast, a little out of control, and not on the right side of the road. So taking it a bit easy through here. I think there's some nice open sections up ahead. Yeah, these left-hand hairpins are nuts. No problem for the DSR. Too close to the outside of the road with the bits of gravel I'm seeing. Oh yeah, this is nice. Okay, oh, that's a really nice turnout right there. Okay, so I didn't know that there were so many. I mean, there's not a bunch, but there's more than I remembered. I guess just haven't paid attention before. Yeah, that's a good one. Now that's not a good turnout, and I don't know what the fuck's going on. Don't want to know. Battery's at 57%. Not too bad. that turn marked 10? And the slower turns aren't marked. Okay, yeah, we're still climbing. Now here. Yeah. That's a nice turnout. Where you want to be is down there below. Obviously not a public road, but I bet there's a way to get down there. Oh, there's a power line there. The road takes you to the bottom of that tower for the power line. So I probably have been making more stops on this trip than the last couple times I've gone on this road. Well, I think I've only been on this road twice before. And I think it's just because it's such a perfect day. I keep wanting to stop and take in the view. Yeah. It's a nice little turn there. Those are some tight turns. I feel like I'm giving the brakes on this bike a workout more than the engine, or maybe the motor, or the battery. So we can't really take our best lines through. Oh, hey. Okay, now we're coming to the end of the road. That's the end of the reservoir. Look at all that green. I'll take our last look at it. Let's go. Stretch of road. I think I saw a car up there though. Coming this way. Yeah, there they are. This is a scenic area. Nice camber. gotta say, I feel like I'm riding this bike nowhere near its potential, nowhere near the limit. But part of that's because I don't never know what's around the next turn. So there's some other roads that I can go on that have a little higher speed, a little better visibility, and roads that I know better, where I might push this bike a little bit further, or I might just wait until I get the new tires. And here we are. We're back in civilization, kind of. We're getting close. I think it's a left turn here, but I don't remember, so I'm going to turn this back on, see if we get internet. If I can get my glove to work. There we go. And we're turning right. Okay, oh that's right. If we go left, if we were going to do an extended ride here. Road for a couple of miles. Schools, fire, police or something. Take it a little bit easy here. Oh yeah, here's the fucking like golf club or whatever. Okay, so now we gotta cut through a fairly big chunk of Milpitas. So there's gonna be some boring riding ahead, and then we're going to the next charge station, and I think it's a little bigger outfit than the two random chargers at the medical center that we charged at the last time. Now what is going on here, buddy? Yeah, you take your time, okay? Just take it easy. Alright, so it's some quick impressions of this bike compared to the FXS. It's overall very similar, right? Because you've got that same effortless smooth acceleration, single speed, you know, electric bike experience. But it's just like the big boy version of the FXS. It's not surprising, except it's sort of like what you would expect on paper, and I don't know, it's always surprising to me when the reality works out, you know, in the most obvious kind of predictable way. I guess I thought that even based on what's on paper, that the weight, much higher weight of this bike is about 150 pounds more. The FXS is just under 300 pounds, remarkably light bike, and this is, yeah, in that, you know, real motorcycle category. Certainly not the heaviest, but not really what you'd call lightweight either, at around 450 pounds. I thought that weight would make more of a difference, and it doesn't really. This bike just has so much more power. Power to weight ratio, I actually don't know what it is, but it must be a higher power to weight ratio than the FXS. So it's got more weight, but then even more power on top of that. That keeps it feeling agile. It's more of kind of a rocket ship when you are able to take it up to speed and open up the throttle. And it is still, yeah, still agile, still pretty easy to throw around, but that extra weight also makes it feel more stable, both just at high speeds and in corners. Okay, can I sneak by here? I don't know if I'm supposed to, but I'm gonna. Alright. Yeah, some kind of little horse ranch outfit. So, yeah, I think, unless I was doing stunts or something on the FXS, like actually jumping that thing, doing a lot of wheelies, I can't think why I would pick the FXS over this. I guess if I lived in the city and all I was ever doing was short trips, maybe the incredible convenience and agility. Obviously the FXS is a little, is more agile because it's so lightweight. Maybe, I could never use the speed of this bike, could never use the power, didn't really care about the range at all because I was only going on short trips, then hey, yeah, the FXS is a cooler looking bike, given that it's a supermoto. I think it's a little cooler, a little more sort of industrial. Looking bike. This bike looks great, but it is the frame of the old SR, which is a little bit of curviness to it. The FX is just a lot more angular and mechanical looking. But for my riding, for the area where I'm taking bikes out, there's no contest. This DSR is better in every way. And again, that's with the semi-knobby partial off-road tires on it. So I think once I get some street tires, it's just going to be amazing. I haven't driven this through a lot of city traffic or anything, but it's got that same super convenient around town feeling to me. I mean, it's just down to it being an electric. Stop and go traffic scenarios are no problem. Filtering is, I don't know, not really any more difficult than the FXS. Handlebar width is about the same as that bike, so it's no tougher to fit in between cars. Oh, where am I going? I think I just missed my turn here. There we go. Okay. Brakes might be a little better on this bike. I don't know. Maybe it's a little larger disc or something. I kind of hope so, given that it's 150 pounds heavier or more, and you can outfit this with a power tank that adds another 40 pounds on top of that already increased weight. A weird little area. What is this, just a suburb? Yeah, I don't know why this place looks so odd, but it does. It's just very flat with the mountains in the background. Where the fuck am I even going? I'm going to College Extension, huh? Let's go to college, the sign says. Yeah. Woohoo. Going to Warner Center? Something centered, and I don't know if it's I thought, oh, maybe it's like a shopping center and I'll be able to, I don't know, find something to do or get a drink or get a nice coffee or something like that. And then, but it may be an industrial center. So, you know. Oh, nice park, big park. So this is suburban Milpitas, I guess. Odd route I'm going on here. Sometimes Calimoto picks really strange routes through suburbs and cities and stuff because it's trying to make the route twisty. Trying to put in as many twists as possible, and you know, you're just going through suburbia. And so you don't really want the twists. You really just want to get through it quickly. That's something the Calimoto guys could work on, is trying to differentiate between sort of desirable destination roads and impediment roads. Okay. Boy, oh boy. Okay, I see. Suburbs and schools around here. And we're just now at 50% battery. And so the cool thing is that I don't have to wait for a full 2 hours or whatever it is to charge up. I don't. Ooh, yeah. That might mean I have to wait for an hour to get to. Well, I'm not going to go to 100%. I'm just going to go to 80%, something like that. Just something to make sure I've got plenty of range to get home. And then I'll take the hell off. So hopefully it's like a 30-minute stopover, not an hour. But we'll find out. So yeah, I'm feeling you know, very confident, very quickly filtering through the cars, which it took me a while on the Z900, for example. And the Z900 is about the same weight as this bike. So this bike yeah, carries the weight well. People say it has a low center of gravity because so much of the weight is in the battery. And the battery's kind of low on the bike, but you know, really the battery kind of goes from the, I guess the weight of the battery reaches all the way to the very bottom of the motorcycle. And the battery's, you know, forward. There's kind of a forward placement, so that gives you some nice traction on the front wheel. It's always nice to have weight over the front wheel. Good for performance, and it just feels better. It feels more planted. Yeah, I don't know what's happening here. I don't know this area. There's some kind of river that goes through here, or lagoon, or bay, and that's what we're going over right now. Some body of water, I believe, or maybe we're just going over the freeway. No, we're just going over the freeway. Okay, that's what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of a completely different area. Or I'm thinking of the kind of water over there. So yeah, great thing about electric in traffic is, and in this kind of, you know, riding stoplight to stoplight, you don't ever have to worry about stalling the bike. I think, you know, any gas bike that you're sort of accustomed to and is in good operating order won't stall on you easily, or it's easy enough to prevent that. But yeah, it's still something you worry about sometimes, and it can make you a little nervous because you're like, well, what if I can't get out in front of the traffic or something? And on the electric, you just have none of those concerns. What is this smoke stuff? Okay, that's mist. Okay, good. I hope that's not pesticide. That would suck.
Okay, so it looks like we are in a shopping center. Ah, gas station. Dude, it's a sweet gas station. Looks so clean. Looks like you got a nice convenience store. May have to head back there even though I don't need gas. Just to admire it. No one around. Gas station to yourself, all the gas you want. Okay, fleet of Amazon trucks. Interesting. This is where all the Amazon packages come from. That's where they're born. Yeah, I guess there must be an Amazon warehouse nearby. We passed it, or this might be it up here. Maybe that was the Amazon van overflow. Let's see what's going on here. McCarthy. Okay, it wasn't Warren, it's McCarthy Center, I think. I don't know. Yeah, Amazon delivery. McCarthy Creekside Amazon delivery. That's where the Amazon packages are born. Look at that. It's like all of your dreams contained in one building. Okay, so something weird is happening here. To get into this place, I gotta do this monster detour and U-turn. Ooh, this all looks abandoned. I hope it's open. I know a couple of the charge stations, I think it would have been a little one that would have been a little closer, was closed on Sundays. And it's Sunday. So luckily I found that out before heading down. This one was, I don't think was closed on Sunday. This looks like my entrance. According to Kalimoto. Okay, it says go in here. Go back here. And then here. Look at that. It's like an oasis of charge stations. Okay, so then the question is, can I use them? EV charge point. %. Okay, I read the directions after last time, and it ends up you are supposed to leave the bike on to begin charging. And then you can turn it off. Well, I guess I'm done with my tour. That was the tour. Okay, well, here I am at some weird industrial center. And, you know, it's like successful so far. And, oh, let's see how long it says it's going to take. Oh, an hour. Well, I guess that's, yeah, an hour until charged. That's as advertised. But it charges faster up until, 80, 85%, and then it starts to really slow down or slows down a lot at 90%. So I'll charge up to 80 or 90%, and that'll be good enough, and I think that'll only take a half an hour. Okay, well, it's all worked out pretty good. Pretty happy with the bike. Just wish that these charge stations were in a little more convenient location for hanging out. It's all oriented at, situations where you don't mind waiting for an hour because you're not waiting. You just plug in your vehicle and go to work or whatever. And that totally makes sense. But, damn it. What about me? What about me and my needs? I need a cool place to hang out while I charge. Just seems like we could have both. This type of location makes a lot of sense. But so would, locations where there's kind of like something to do. Why can't we have both? That's what I'm saying. Okay, that's it. Okay, we're back on Redwood Road. We went through, I don't know, up from Milpitas. Took Mission Boulevard or something for miles and miles. And then got back to Castro Valley. And now we're on Redwood for the home stretch. Had some charging problems. So I was only able to get up to about 80% charge before heading back. But hey, we're at 43% now. We got about 18 miles to go. Should be just fine. And I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to ride to have fun. I forgot this road is almost better coming this direction up from Castro Valley. It's got all these great turns going uphill. Yeah, this bike loves it. Road right there. It's getting a little bit chilly out. DSR motor really does the trick. Talking a whole lot because I gotta kind of concentrate on these turns. Oof, bump. But you know, again, this suspension takes it pretty well. Okay, 25 must be for the turn up here. Completely blind turn. Okay. Lane's pretty good. Yeah, great minds think alike. No, I don't know who that guy is. Okay. Oh, I wonder if I'm regenning some juice down this hill. Yeah, these guys know what's up. Yeah, I feel pretty good. I'm haven't eaten much today, so I'm getting a little weak at this point. Gotta keep that in mind. I'm not at my sharpest. I feel pretty good. Look at this dude ripping. Absolutely ripping. Someone not ripping. Ooh, tight turn here. Yeah, no time for turnouts. It's getting cold, sun's going down. Okay, well, this part of the road is I was going to say it's funner uphill, but this is actually not bad. I guess also because I feel like I know these turns pretty well through here. I feel like this little bike could go a lot faster through these turns with no problem. It's solid. It's solid. It feels more solid than the FXS. I don't know if it's just the weight or what, because the tires certainly aren't any better. I do kind of wish that I had traction control, because I just don't really know. I'm sure I'm nowhere close to the limits, but I don't know where the edge is accelerating out of turns. But I felt like it was a tiny bit squirrely, but I think it was just a bump in the road. Yeah, this thing has got a lot of power. Changes direction pretty good, but it's for the new tires would help. Something with a more aggressive profile would help it change direction, and I can kind of get on top of these things. How's our battery? 37%? Yeah, not bad. It's not easy to pass on this road, but there'll be some spots coming up where I can do it. I just can't be in too much of a rush. Oh, some sunlight up ahead. That's a welcome sight. Nope, that's all we got. Just get one little tiny bit. guy knows these roads. Yeah, he's going just fast enough. It's slightly hard to pass him. Passed him anyway. Okay, there's some kind of no joke turns coming up here if I remember. Smell the horses. Not a lot of great passing opportunities here. I'd say no passing opportunity at all. That's okay. We're almost up to Skyline Boulevard. It's getting a little numb. Do it. Don't even think about it. Okay, and our turn is right here. .33% battery left. To make it up, this is also Skyline, confusingly enough. To make it up Skyline and stop for a minute, I think. Just take a breather here in the sun. Oh, my legs are tired. Well, keep the camera running so you can kind of see the view. I think I can pull over right here. Yeah, it's kind of a nice little view. .33% battery. Look at that. Not too shabby. Yeah, need to stretch my legs. Now here we go. There's some kind of a trail up here. High fire danger, it says. I don't know what's out there, but yeah, a lot of people come out here. These trails, and it's weird. It's more like a park, I guess, in this area than, you know, you're just kind of right by the street. Okay, camera back when we get back on the road. Okay, this is the last last leg of the trip here on Skyline, I think. And just had to stretch my legs. We've got 34% battery. We gained 1% from sitting there. I'm trying to think I could maybe soften up the rear suspension just slightly on this. People out hiking today. Get out while the sun shines. Okay, I should be able to pass these guys without too much trouble. I think there's some stray areas up here. Ooh, dark and creepy. Darker than I remember. Maybe it's just my transitions visors. Got real dark. Oops. That wasn't smart. Okay. There we go. This is a turn that I always have a hard time with. It felt pretty good just there. Yeah, these Pirelli tires are really not bad at all, I gotta say. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna have to make one more stop. Once we get to some of the other lookouts along Grizzly Peak. Yeah, this bike was just made for these shitty roads right through here. I mean, they're not terrible roads, they just got a lot of rough patches in them. Yeah, nice, just huge drop in the road. people out at this trail. Redwood Regional Park. Never been down there. Don't know what it's about. Yeah, well, gravel, no problem. Okay, and I think this is us, right? Yeah. Those are some nice curves right there. Yeah, we have to catch a little bit of the sunset. Oops, gravel. Rough roads, rough roads. And here we go. The peak. The Grizzly Peak. Oh boy. Okay, I'm gonna stop at the first turnout up here, which I think is right here, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this is a good one here. Check out just a little bit of the sunset before resuming. 29% battery, so no problem there. Power down. And look at that. It's beautiful. These power lines kind of suck, don't they? Gonna ruin it a little bit. Okay. Another. Oh, I thought that was a motorcycle. That's some shit. Fake Ferrari? Audi. Oh my god. Kind of a nightmare, isn't it? Okay, well, it's a nice sunset, but it's not quite as nice as I thought. I think it's better to just head on home. Alright, let's wrap this trip up. There we go. Oh, I forgot to turn the bike off. So, what have I learned? I learned that it is very much possible to do a longish trip, a day trip at least, on this bike. I learned that there's something funky going on with the charger, or charge point stations. The first station I visited worked pretty well. I think I just plugged it in and then the bike charged up to about 95%. I think in one go. Oh, gravel. But the second charge station I went to, it just kept shutting off after about 5%, sometimes less. I tried one more of the charge stations at that location and I got the same result. So that was a real bummer. Hey, these guys get the right idea. Yeah, so it would have been great if it had just charged. Wouldn't have taken very long. I could have topped up to 85-90% in like 30 minutes and been on my way. As it is, it took me a while just to get up to about 80%. Okay, what else did I learn? This bike rips. Yeah, this thing's kind of a monster. More than I thought. Corner's great, tons of acceleration. It's just nuts.